Good morning. In case some of you haven't met us, I'm Veronica, and this is my wife, Lindy, and this is our daughter, Sophia. She's in a mood. Okay. So a couple weeks ago, Pastor Connie asked us to speak about just our experience here so far and what River of Grace means to us. So me being the person I am, I actually had to write this out. So just a little bit of background. Lindy and I both grew up in the church. I found my Lutheran family a little bit later in life, but we both grew up with the fundamental beliefs that we get to share as a family now. In the last 8 years, though, of us being us, we didn't have a home. So we grew up in Georgia. Our families are still there, and her childhood church was down there as well. But the different places that we've lived, we would visit with friends' churches, and it would be a nice service, but it still felt out of place. We would go back a couple of times, but it didn't feel like home. We would go back home during the holidays to visit family in Georgia, and we would go to that childhood church, and it was welcoming. It loved us, the congregation, the community. They knew us. We were part of that community, but we didn't live there anymore. So we were those holiday-only churchgoers, right? Right before this 3-year-long panorama, aka pandemic, Lindy was here working solo, and I was living in Charleston working on selling our home. She heard about a blood drive, and it was being held at the local church in the area, and she came by, and I remember she called me that night, and she said she never felt so welcomed. We didn't talk about it again. A couple months later, I finally moved up, and then just full-blown pandemic, right? So we never had an opportunity to explore the area, to explore different churches. And when Sophia was born, next month will be a year ago, but when she was born, we both knew that we wanted to raise her in a church family that accepted our family as we are. Fast forward to Ash Wednesday, and Lindy remembered that kind church, and she reached out to Miss Gretchen and asked about the Ash Wednesday service. We came and we entered as a family, and we left knowing this is where we belonged. Earlier this week, we found out that that childhood church that Lindy attended and where Sophia was baptized will be closing in the next few months. Financial and member just declination. So it was heart-wrenching because okay, got it, thank you. It was heart-wrenching because we realized that none of our future children would be able to be a part of that community the same way that we were able to be us before and after Sophia. I actually wrote this before we found that out, and I've realized that I'm even more thankful that we found River of Grace when we did, because all of you here have been so wonderful and have shared so much love and joy with us, and we're so blessed to finally feel like we found our home. Thank you. Bye.